Basically speaking, Itemeka the creative guy, and I'm basically speaking. Good day, everyone. Trust we're having a wonderful day today. Uh, I would not say I am so happy, but at the same time, I'm happy because I recently started taking my podcast series so serious. And then I dropped the first video, even though the views were not so much like that, but it was better than the former videos I've actually dropped right on my, how will I put it, on my YouTube channel, and I've been getting messages like, and this you're talking about UNIZIK matters currently. Why not bring Messiah? Why not bring this? Why not bring that? Why not bring that? There's some other persons that actually messaging me that they want to come on my show, but then I'm quite picky as regards the kind of people I'm bringing to my channel and the kind of people I want to bring. So currently, I'm focusing on political leaders in UNIZIK, student leaders currently, entertainers, content creators for now. Then probably as time goes on, I might begin to expand, something like that, you get me? So currently, I have with me the most, I don't know how they used to say it. There was one time I went to one meeting and they were shouting, a wonderful A to the go of so and so school. And then they'll do that for hours. But I don't really know how to do that yet. But here with me is the most distinguished senator, the Senate President for the 31st House, SCG 31st House. I would want him to like introduce himself very well because he's the one that knows how to put those titles together. So, my honorable, please can you introduce yourself to us because some of us don't know you very well. Yeah.
Okay, let me introduce myself as a one-time Senate President. They say is most distinguished Senator Paul James Ejeki, and by the special grace of God, under the Samuel-led administration, I was conferred with an honorary title of a Commander of the Order of Excellence. So it's most distinguished Senator Paul James
Commander of the
Ejeki
Order of Excellence.
COE. And then the judicial arm then led by Honorable Justice Victor Amete also conferred on us the DSAN honors, that is Distinguished Student Activist of NAU.
Okay.
So Paul James Ejeke, COE DSAN.
See title. Okay, so quickly, let me just go straight to the point as regards our area of topic because I'm not really so sure about the exact thing I want to actually talk about. So, on my last episode or my last speaking series, we were talking about student leaders, how in the interest of students, like when it comes to leadership, are being run by the minority of students in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. For example, if we have about 10,000 students in school, let's say the minority of them are the ones that are doing this political stuff, this leadership stuff, and most students don't really know that they even have a president or there is even something that is called SCG president, but they just know that they used to vote. They don't partake in it. And so what was your drive to making sure that okay fine you participated in an election and you won and then you also ran for certain posts and those kind of stuff. So what was your motivation as well as that?
Okay, the one of the things that first of all, thank you for having me in your show, and I must say one of the things that motivated me was one, the zeal to serve the students.
Okay.
Though everybody might actually want to serve, but also my area of interest, I read engineering. Normally, I should have focused on my book, study structures, do other things, design, and then leave UNIZIK.
Okay.
Possibly try to come out with first class. But another way I checked it, I said, okay, how can we make impact within the student community? How can we stamp our name? You know, where your influence stop, where your impact stop is where your influence stop.
Yeah.
So how can we actually stamp our name in the history of UNIZIK? I said, okay. I checked the three arms of government, the executive, the senate, and the judiciary. I wasn't a law student because I was one of those that said, no, let the judicial arm remain within the law faculty.
Okay.
I said, okay, since I will not have all the whole time to be in the executive arm, my interest is legislature.
Okay.
And from there, I contested for Senate seats in my 200 level, and I was asked to step down from my then senior, who later became the majority leader of the 29th House.
Okay.
And after that, I recontested, and I won the sitting majority leader in primaries from civil engineering, and I became senator under Senator Precious Ozelum's Senate presidency. And after that, I became Senate president. So the thing has always been the zeal to serve. Not just to serve in your particular area of interest.
So when they call about interest, we can also put financial gains as part of the interest, right? So now when we talk about interest, now most people, for them, the interest is financial gain. So what do you have to say? Because UNIZIK students, we have like probably more than 10,000 students in UNIZIK, and we all know that a particular percentage of money are being run from the student school fees into the SUG post for their administration runs and those kind of stuff. So tell me, how was it when it has to do with money, and then billings have to pass through your office and then those kind of stuff? So how were you able to like
Okay, I think this is a very interesting part, and I've always been expecting this question. I ran 31st House with a president who naturally is an economist.
Okay.
I am not hyping him.
He doesn't like to spend money, or he's very stingy.
It's not about being stingy, but when we are talking about how to manage money and allocating money appropriately, I give it 100% to Samuel Eze.
Okay.
I was with him for 12 months. So he told us when he won his election, he said, Senator Paul, in his voice, if your aim of coming to 31st House is to make money, I will disappoint you.
Okay.
But if your aim is to work for the student, I will give you all the backings you need to succeed as a Senate President.
See me trying to imagine the voice. Okay.
So, and that was actually what played out. And if you notice, at the ending of his administration, he was receiving some media backlash and the rest of it. He actually disappointed those that feel the interest should be money and not the student interest.
Now that you're talking about those things, let me just begin to hit the nail on the head. So during the 31st hours, there was an allegation that says that the 31st SCG president embezzled over 50 million, or is it 500 million? So what do you have to say about that? Seeing that no money can actually go out from the administration except it passed through the Senate president or the Senate House. So was that rumor true, or was the allegation true, or it was just part of the political backlash as regards the forthcoming election afterwards?
It was a political backlash, one, and it was orchestrated by individuals who wanted to just take over power.
Okay.
Because they know that, since Samuel Eze's administration has done well, just give him work to do. So that, give him allegation, let him be defending the allegation while we continue with the election.
Okay.
And, Samuel is somebody who is loved in the student community. If he comes out and says, okay, let's back this person, let's do this, let's do that, students will want to listen to him.
Okay.
So some person sit up somewhere, cook up some story, and throw the allegation on media, and he started trending. So the time that we should have focusing on maybe our final year or trying to manage our proper transition, we are now focusing on defending the allegation so as to save the face of both the government, the president, and that of the school at large. Because whether SUG or not, it is UNIZIK.
Okay.
Because it will go out, they will call your VC, they will call anybody and say, what is actually going on in your school? So we are trying to face the face of the union as at that time. But those individuals just wanted to capture power, and then, but my president then, monies must be properly appropriated. When you call him, I said, Mr. President, I need, he said, the Senate have not approved. Mr. President, they want you to do this, said, go to the Senate. This is what we call annual budget. We are the first union that ran proper annual budgets. I can, assuming I was well prepared for this, I would have come with a minute from the Vice Chancellor, then Professor Ike Chebelo. I wanted to do my legislative summit. Okay, I wrote the budget to the President. The President said, no. He limited it to the Dean, and the Dean to the VC. The letter came back from the VC, said, brought up the annual budget of the union.
Okay.
If not because some of my documentation are no longer with me, I would have shown you on a red pen, brought up the annual budget of the union. Immediately, I suspended my program. I called the executive president to say, oh, Mr. President, you have to present your annual budget. And this annual budget must be presented by the vice president of the union.
Okay.
And then we called for Senate plenary. Bill, money, to take money, appropriation is a bill. We called for the budget. I wrote to the president because the president is a good administrator. He said, I wrote letter to him calling for the annual budget presentation. He said, okay, Mr. President, should I present the budget? I said, no. according to the constitution, the VP should do so instead.
Okay.
Then everybody wrote their budget. Even that of the Student Senate Council, that of the judiciary, the vice president presented it to the Senate.
Okay.
And then after that, we called for budget defense. We moderated it, scrutinized it. It's verifiable.
Wow.
And we passed it into law. There is first reading, second reading, and the committee of the whole. There's what we call committee of the whole house, where the budget will be sent. You know, in the committee of the whole house, there are some of the debates you can't do in the first reading of the bill. And there are also some of the debates you cannot do at the second reading.
Okay.
But at the committee of the whole house is where you can question.
Okay.
The Senate President then is no longer Senate President. He's now the chairman of that committee. So these house rules are being, you know, the maids are no longer there. So you can now question the chairman of the house or whoever is.
So what you're trying to tell me now is that never was there a time that you were part of, or you actually were a group of persons that were interested in embezzling money from the students' union purse.
They were nothing like embezzlement as far as the 31st house is concerned.
So why does it look like you and the 31st president probably had an initial plan before you guys came to the house that there's supposed to be a mutual collaboration? Because in most cases, basically, when a president is coming out for particular post, he reached out to the Senate president and they would liaise and be like, okay, fine, they come out for president, they come out for Senate president, same interest, and then everybody act like everything's happening. Everybody can be saying anything on the media, but only you and the president knows. Since you are no more in office, I feel like it's something that you can actually say freely without nobody's going to go and investigate and all those kind of stuff. So I don't see that at all. 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K, even though it was not 500 million, wasn't part of what came into your personal purse from the student union.
Just like I said before I begin, the president is an economist.
Okay.
Samuel wants to know every of his 1 naira where you want to spend it to.
Okay.
He not just want to know where you are taking it to. He just want to know he also want to know the value and how it will. He's the first president that run a budget and said, look, I'm not just going to give you money. How will the union benefit from your program?
Okay.
These things are in annual budget. You can check our records.
Wow.
He said, in every program, there must be income generated. So how are we going to gain from your program? How will students be empowered? If you check very well, in most of the 31st House program, students were empowered.
Okay.
I can remember very well the SecGen program. Somebody won iPad.
Okay.
During the PRO's program, a lot of persons were trained. Under my own program, even that was the day the issue of house problem in Ifite was raised for the first time in the House of Assembly because the then House member came, Honorable Nkechi Ogbuefi. So when the president was speaking, because Samuel Eze was to be one of our major speakers there, he told the honorable, said, "Ma, let me not make long speech. But the only thing you do for us is raise this issue of house agency at the floor of the house." So if you now check, Samuel wants to know not just where he's taking the money to, but the value
of the
you are going to add to the union.
Okay.
So there was never any time. If you ask him of money, you said, "Senator Paul, if I have my personal money, I can dash you as a friend." But the ones that will come out from the union, it has to pass through the appropriate authority. And what is that appropriate authority? You must address to the VC, to the dean, and to him.
Okay.
So if you can even maneuver him, you can maneuver the dean, who is a professor of political sciences.
Okay.
If you can maneuver the dean, you can maneuver the vice chancellor. So those are the processes money will pass through before 1 naira will be disbursed from the union. And we followed all administrative principles. So there was never at any time I can, to an extent, even if not because that they are personal information, I can expose my transaction receipt between when I started office to when I left office. There was never a time Samuel Eze personally sent me money from his own personal account. It never happened.
Okay, so now seeing that we are talking about interest and when it comes to financial gains, right? Now, so how do we say this thing? How do we relate the fact that certain kind of should I say electoral budgets, for example, when students it was during the 31st house. Okay, let me just keep that question. It was during the 31st house that the 31st president tried to continue from where his predecessor stopped when it comes to student welfare initiation package, where you get to share examination stuff to students and all that kind of stuff. And on my last episode, governor of engineering was saying something that it was only in Chukwusom's tenure that kind of thing is not happening. So, and you spoke about interest. Do you feel like those interests are part of the reasons why Chukwusom Tenor, there is nothing like that exam initiative, those kind of stuff to hate students and all those kind of things?
Okay, in every even in a general note in our circular politics,
Okay.
every government coming have their roadmap.
Okay.
Anybody coming, the president is always the architect of everything.
Uh-huh.
When Samuel Eze came, and for every progressive government, there should be continuity. We copy good things, and they'll also try to modernize most of the things your predecessor do. And it's not a good one that our students do not receive the welfare package from the outgoing president, who in the next couple of weeks will be handing over power.
Okay.
And I think he's on his last days in the office.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, he's in the last days of his office. So it's not a good one.
Okay.
And I don't want to speak much on how he came about as a president.
Please come about it. So how do you feel like the president came about as a president, and how do you feel like those interests affected the running of his administration?
Okay, you know, we are advocates of let the student choose who they want.
Okay.
You know, there was a statement once somebody made. He said, "Take back your union." What did he mean by take back your union? If you check the last election, it was purely student election. When I say purely student election, there was no external influence. There was no go and consult one kind big godfather like that.
Okay.
Just let me borrow the language. But during this outgoing regime, it was not easy. So it was even an open war.
So can you give us like instances and scenario like that are relatable, that we know that okay fine, when you are talking about this thing, we're not talking about an relational subject. So how do you feel like this current house that is currently running as the administration now, how do you feel that it came about? How did you feel like the external influences that delivered him in the 32nd election? How do you feel? So what exactly do you have to say about those kind of stuff?
Okay, well, the current so in the last election, I think I was happy with how some kind things happened, the processes of the election and the rest of it. And during when this 32nd government was upcoming, you know, remember I told you that what happened to us during our ending was just orchestrated by some individual to take power.
So who do you feel those individuals are? Because some people say that you know, during your installation as when they were inaugurating you guys into the office, the outgoing should I say vice president, the president was not available because he was should I say suspended, and he was acting, and then the lady who was the vice president, I've forgotten her name, came up and said Onyechi, she came up, Comrade Onyechi came up and said that it is only in this tenure that we're seeing small boys as president, this small children. The way she said it was actually very funny. So now, how do you now feel if after those times, and then these external influences still keep being like a target, and in the sense that
okay, as a Samuel administration and government is the only government that came from the students.
Okay. Is that why they call you guys baby comrades?
Yes.
Okay.
We are called baby comrades because there is nobody that can boast of saying, I made Samuel Eze president.
Okay.
Samuel Eze became president by the students, and he became president for the students, even till the last day of our office. Even me, I did not remember consulting anybody for my Senate president.
Okay.
I just went straight to my senator. I told them my plans, how I want to do it. And one thing I told them, I promised them everything, their welfare, their constituency project, and I told them the standard that even the National Assembly will continue in UNIZIK Senate.
Okay.
And that was actually what we ran. And where I disappointed them was I never promised that I would impeach anybody.
Okay.
That was where I became a bad person. Because I choose synergy over battle.
Okay.
I choose the cooperation, unity over trying to please a particular individual who is sitting as a thing god somewhere.
Okay.
So now, Samuel Eze, you know, his predecessor, the 29th house, the 38th house, if you keep both of them, you check, maybe possibly check their size and possibly check how they look, where they are originating from, the number of degrees they are holding, you will truly know that Samuel Eze's government signals the beginning of a democratic government in UNIZIK.
After the external influence that you don't want to talk about, there was a rumor that came out saying from the haters of this Nans Republic, saying that the funds that were supposed to be used for the 32nd House administration are being diverted into external influence activities. And seeing that the external influence activities wasn't really a success, basically they are still trying to push somebody else for the next post. So seeing that you are still around the area, you're still around UNIZIK, and then you've watched the 32nd House. So what do you feel like the 32nd House didn't do well? And who do you feel is to be blamed for his behavior and his administration?
Well, just like I said, everybody have their roadmap.
Okay.
And have their plans. We had our plans and we achieved it by 90%.
Okay.
They had their own plans. I don't know. The current president, I never recalled him promising anything.
Okay.
So he was just an opportunist. You know what happened?
I don't know what happened. Can you tell us what happened?
Okay. Well, let me just go straight to your question.
Hit the nail on the head, sir.
It's okay. Okay. The president, till now, I cannot see any physical infrastructure that is okay. We are cutting tape, commissioned by giant companies, blah 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 blah. But during his exam, where you can see him commissioning an office at Agulu. You can see him commissioning a basketball. You can see him renovating classrooms at law faculty. You can see him donating GP tank to the president faculty. The sitting president faculty received toilet equipment and GP tanks. You were one of the appointees by that time, and it's also verifiable. In Faculty of Environmental Science, it's the same. In the Faculty of Engineering, we receive our constituency budget. In the Faculty of Law, the same thing. In the Faculty of Management, almost across, even just 2 days or 3 days ago, Facebook reminded me of what we did to Faculty of Social Sciences, how we donated some of our sporting material to them. You know, sport is one of the things that unites students together. So I'm not seeing it in this current government. All I see is today we recover 200,000 from a lodge, something like that. So I did not see a particular physical infrastructure on ground to say, okay, if I hand over today, when I go to this particular place, they will say, led by 31st, no, or led by 32nd. I don't think you can say something like that. You can't see any board today donated to a particular classroom when you will say, okay, this equipment or this particular blackboard is donated by, with all the numerous resources and the rest of it. I don't think there is any particular infrastructure.
So speaking about the influences, so what exactly do you feel the influences are? Do you feel like, because people used to say that the SUG house is always being run by S9 influences that come from Nans and all those kind of stuff. So basically, what do you feel like Nans is part of the problem that SUG government used to face when it comes to students picking their leaders, or it is the students that have been picking their leaders all this while and then the government is still running like that?
SUG is Nans.
Okay.
And Nans is SUG.
Can you explain that scenario?
Every union president is a Nans senator.
Okay.
So it's just like saying the Nans is a general body covering everybody. I'm a Nans member, you're a Nans member. Nans is National Association of Nigerian Students. And every union president is a Nans senator. So you can't separate the two. But some persons have been hiding under the umbrella of Nans, trying to shift Nans from the core objective. And it's not from the national. I think from this our exit, from this our zone. Because the national Nans president is doing well. Then, during our government, he visited UNIZIK. First place he went to was our hostel, and the rest of it. But some persons, some individuals within our school are just the one trying to paint the name black, or trying to paint it colored or something, or how they used to say it. So you can't separate SUG from Nans, because every SUG president is a Nans senator. So it's just individual trying, for their own personal reason, trying to hide under a particular umbrella to cause a problem. I remember one time when somebody died at a Melda hostel. Now, normally, the channel of information should be the union president saying, oh, I can no longer manage this. Please, now step in. But now, somebody is trying to go past the president, who is
sitting president
the
of the
sitting
union
president,
in
which
that
is a
school.
non-senator, trying to bypass him and going, no.
Okay.
That is trying to achieve some kind, prove some kind point that is not really necessary.
Okay.
The student who died was our student. It pains the president that he lost his student. But somebody somewhere is trying to agitate when the president is under pain, and the then vice chancellor has already constituted a body to investigate the girl's death.
Okay. So saying that you actually spoke about that incident, so what exactly did you feel that the student union government, that as at that time, that is the 31st president, what exactly did you feel he put in place? Because so many persons came online to say that the 31st president didn't do anything as regards that, this is that one, and all those kind of stuff. So what exactly did you feel that the president did in order to investigate that matter, or to put it in coordination, in the sense that like due diligence were actually given to?
Okay, after that, it pained us, we regretted, and even till today, it's still paining us that we lost somebody from the faculty of law. By now, the girl should have been in 200 level or so. And immediately that incident happened, immediately we contacted the sub-dean of student affairs, who was student friendly as at that time. From there, we took up the case to the vice chancellor, who was a listening vice chancellor, our mommy, Professor Carol Arinze Umogi. Okay. So immediately, woman of action, she constituted the committee, because you cannot actually say when you don't have a sufficient information at hand. He said, okay, the president, for bringing this case, you are going to be part of the committee, so that you will not say you were left out or they are not doing anything about it. Oh yeah, be part of those people. Investigate. Tell me within 1 week, get back to me, and then from whoever is responsible for the death or wherever the mistake is coming from, will be duly punished. And then that was how, due to the calls from the union and from the proactiveness of the VC, there were some kind changes at the school medicals.
Okay.
There were also changes at Emelda.
So can you point out those changes that were actually implemented after those investigations?
Policies.
Okay.
What happened? It was just key. If you do this, you not take. If you do that, you not. And this person was a patient for a particular
illness.
Yes. So after that, some of their policies changed, and then also in school medical, they were also asked to change or to be more attentive, to be more alert. You know, it is different something when you have an emergency, and also a different case scenario when somebody is just having headache, having malaria, and the rest of it. So they were actually an upgrade at the school medical due to the calls from the then union president Samuel Eze.
Okay. So now, there was this a question I asked governor in the last episode. I was saying something about Nans, because most people used to say, especially comrades, they used to say after school na Nans. So, and then a certain person have actually come out to say that Nans is the most unstructured association ever, especially in the city of Okaye. So what do you have to say about that?
Nans is well structured, but I think if you come into it and you play it, you have a particular intention, you have a particular interest. It's well structured. Like I told you, the union president is a non-senator. After that, you have the JCC level. After that, you have the zonal level. After that, you have the national.
Okay.
It's well structured, well coordinated with Nans constitution. Just that people has given it a wrong direction or given it a wrong face. But I can promise you that the administration of Ladoja and the current Nans president, you will know once again that Nans is one of the structure that is protecting the student interest all over. You can see the children, the kidnapping at Oyo, when the Nans president said he will relocate the headquarters of Nans to Oyo if. Are we together?
Okay.
So that is one of the things anybody standing for the mouth of the student should be speaking. Everybody are members of Nans. As far as you are studying, you are a member of Nans. And I can say it's well structured and well coordinated.
So during your run as the 31st House Senate President, so what were the things your administration actually put in place to make sure that, okay, the forthcoming senators are supposed to take up from? What were your achievements? Those laws, those constitution that you redrafted. So what was the essence of those things, and what did you actually hope to plan to do with it?
Okay, just like I used to answer this question every time somebody asks me, I would always say, in SUG there are 3 arms of government.
Okay.
And in that three arms of government, executive led by Samuel, the legislature led by my humble self,
Okay.
and the judiciary led by Justice Amete retired. Let me start from the judiciary. It was under the chief judge of Amete that we have the new chief judge dressing.
Okay.
So then after that, there were other landmark rulings like the impeachment of the 30th SUG president. They set the rulings also, and the law and health seminar organized by the chief judge just to create a kind of should I say synergy between our campus and the Okofia campus. That was under the chief judge. And then on my own side, the core mandate of every legislative arm is lawmaking. And I can say there is a bill we pass. We call it Student Union Advertisement Board, the swap bill. Then it passed and it was assented by the president. And one of the functions of those boards is to advertise students that have businesses. Just like when I entered, I asked you, why am I not aware that you run this particular channel?
Okay.
Why I wanted to take you, do you know that there is a particular body or commission that should handle your adverts?
Okay. So you're trying to say that during your tenure, you guys brought up a structure that were able to push students' businesses. Or students.
Okay. Exactly. We call it swap. And then after that, we used to receive complaints of public complaint. I was raped, I was harassed, I was done this by my consulate. We created public complainant commission. Those bills, I remember then, was sponsored by my current successor. My successor now was my committee chairperson on constitutional review. Most of my bills were raised by him. We created public complainant commission (PCC) that said, "Oh, if you're a public servant and you are abusing power, this committee or this commission will handle you." We passed it. After that, we did the Grand Patron Act, we did the Financial Act, we did the people-oriented constitution. Even we allocated a particular senatorial seat to the disabled people. We said, no, we must incorporate these persons, we must bring them together, we must treat them so well. And we said, okay, you will always produce a particular senatorial seat. And we input it in the constitution. And I said, during my campaign, that I will run a Senate beyond lawmaking. And that beyond lawmaking was our constituency project. For the first time in UNIZIK history, the HUG senators are embarking on constituency project. It was under me. The president said, no, Senator Paul, we must return value to the Senate. And how are we going to do that? He said, we are going to propose a bill to the Senate seeking for your approval to run a constituency project. I said, Mr. President, I have always promised you that I will give you all the legislative backing you need to succeed. He proposed it, and we made an approval. All the faculties, let faculty senators from SUG look at me eyeball to eyeball and say they did not receive up to a particular amount of money to do mini projects in their constituencies. We did it, and it's verifiable. The management science, their own are there. The engineering own is there. Even part of environmental sciences is boldly there. It's boldly is outside that their signboard. So it was the courtesy of my senators from that particular faculty. In law faculty, the same thing. In social sciences, the same thing. All faculties. I think biosciences donated a board, courtesy of us. And that was the first time that constituency project started in UNIZIK.
Okay, and that money was from the student union purse, right?
Yes.
Okay. So saying that you guys are able to do these things for the student union purse, so is it that the current president does not have license to this money? That's why there are no much projects being run by his administration, or there are projects being run by his administration, and you feel like they are not just like outspoken publicly?
Okay. Just like I said, that the Senate president might have a very good intention.
Okay.
The Commonwealth of the Union is being managed by the president. Because I know that my own successor, who I handed over power to, might actually want to do most of all these things. But what if who is in charge of the money refuses to give you?
Okay.
So what will happen? Your own is just to make the law. But who will bring out this money is the president. That is why when I say Samuel Eze gave me all the backings I needed to succeed as Senate President. He will be the one that will call and say, Senator Paul, look at what we are going to do to add value to both your position and to your senators. I will tell him, I just needed to give him the process because he's not a politician. Samuel is not a core politician. Most of the mistakes he made during his government were not administrative mistakes. These are political mistakes that core politicians will not make. If you notice, in as much as he achieved more than the current administration, still he was dragged more than the current individual. That's why I'm saying when a politician is running a government, and when there are politicians, and when a politician is handling a government, and when a core administrator is handling the government, there is always a difference. Samuel is loved by the students. The current government is loved by the stakeholders.
What gave you the assurance that he was actually loved by the students, and then the current president was loved
by the
stakeholders?
Okay.
So what stakeholders were you actually talking about? Is it that these stakeholders now are the one benefiting from the financial regains from the union, or what exactly are you trying to insinuate?
Okay, now Samuel was running more of student-oriented projects.
Okay.
In his voice, he will tell you, like he will always tell you that what of the ending days? What can he say that him, Samuel Eze, did to students? During that time, I nearly named him If you come for consultation, he tell you he will always emphasize it. Students. Even till today, I want to tell you, put an exercise. Let the president, former Samuel Eze, and the current president take a walk along the streets of our school and then check. I think that will automatically crowns everything. Let them take a walk and check who is more popular among the students, or who is more loved among the students. I don't need to tell you, so that it will not be as if we WhatsApped together. Inside the mind of everybody is saying no, in as much as. But Samuel has done well, and Samuel did well.
So, did your friendship with the 31st House President, did it start from the office or outside the office?
We are not friends. We are just individuals who have good intentions coming together.
Okay.
I was struggling with my elections. He was just suffering from what I was suffering. I was a senator. I'm a co-legislator. I'm not bragging. In terms of legislative businesses, I understand the job.
Okay.
The president understands administration. The then chief judge knows the law. Even when you look him, you will know that this is law standing. So I have an intention, he has an intention. So, but we have the same problem. And what was our problem? We don't have backings of the acclaimed godfathers.
So why do you feel like there are no backings? Is it that there were clashing interests between the godfathers and the first house?
That time, if you look at us, they will tell you this person will sly us. Don't worry. If you enter office, they will sly us. That is their language. Said, Mandi lawyer. Samuel Eze will tell you, let heaven fall. I would rather stand with the students than to please a particular individual. You might tag him anything. He will tell you heaven will not fall, but this thing, we are going to do it for the students.
Okay.
He will tell you, as far as it will add value to his student community, we are going to proceed with it. That is why I say most of the mistakes he made were not administrative mistakes, rather were political mistakes. That a normal politician would have, okay, or your leader, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. But Samuel would rather tell you, we are going to do what is right. We don't care the backlash.
When it comes to transportation in UNIZIK, I know so well that during your tenure with the SCG president, there were also increasing transportation. And to certain extent, certain things were made. And in this current administration too, there was also an increase in transportation. And to certain extent, certain things were made. But can you help me do an analogy of what your tenure did with the 35th president to subsidize his transportation fare, that the thing didn't go beyond a particular fee, a price tag, and this current administration trying to manage stuff?
Okay, during our time, the then driver leadership,
Okay.
they will always call and they said, let's always meet. They will first of all increase transport without letting us,
Who are the people?
the leadership of
Okay.
transporters. Then they know we are going to react. Then the president, anytime you see him moving, he will not want to do steals of I'm the president
Okay.
trying to come with crowd. Anytime you increase transport, anytime you do something that is against the student, he will drop his excellency at home and tell you that I'm about all these things. He will always come. Coordinator sir, we want to see you. The chairman of India and there, we want to see you. That time he will say, Senator Paul, let's meet here. Call the chief judge. We will march to the coordinator and said, sir, anytime you are, he was the one that said, anytime you are running as a transporter inside UNIZIK, take it that you are rendering services to your children. If it is to be handwork, you should have been outside school. But for the fact that you are within the student community, it is a service. That if you are to increase the transportation to, let's say, because then they were agitating for 400 naira per drop.
Okay.
He told them 400 naira per drop, go and come back 800 naira. 800 times 30. He asked one of the transporter, how many of you gives your children monthly 30,000? Obviously, you are not. So how do you want a student to survive on a 30,000 naira? In as much as you are not giving, but you want him to spend 800 naira daily. Every good food in UNIZIK, let me say 1.5.
Okay.
You must at least you no get money. You supposed eat like twice, 3K, and you take transport 800. That is how much? 3.8. You have to multiply it in a week or in a month. Then how many of you are giving your children such amount of money monthly? So if you are not giving, know that there is already a particular amount of pressure on our students that trying to add or increase the transportation will cause problem. He will appeal, he will he will beg, he will use his ideas as a business person to negotiate. That is why you notice or you see most times it did not pass beyond 200 naira. 150, 200, 150, 200. Even I remember the then SUG vice president, immediately the transportation was increased. She did not even tell us. She went straight to the park and said, nobody must enter this. Just to tell you the burning desire to serve the students. Just to tell you how passionate our regime were to serve the best interest of our students. Because you cannot say some persons can pay. You use the worst case scenario. If you can pay, can ordinary student pay? You might be working, you might be a salary earner, and possibly you factor all your expenses in your salary. What of somebody who is not like you? What will he do? Any day any student die in UNIZIK or suffer any kind of mental problem, all of us will not be good. So as an engineer, as a then builder, he was a building student, and I was an engineer. So all of us will say, Mr. President, let's use the worst case scenario. You don't assume. You don't say, but some students can do it now. But some students are rich now. We use for the ordinary students. That was to tell you how passionate the then president, Samuel Eze, was to serve the best interest of the student. And all these things. And he will always communicate through his memo. Look, this is what we are able to do. Look at our challenges. But look at what we are looking up for. They were communication. Even they tagged us democratic government because we will always communicate. Even though if you cannot achieve it, but we will at least tell you that look at what is going on. We must tell you so that you will not say, okay, my leaders are no longer with me. Even during the Dongrek Park saga, we were communicating. Look at where we are. We did not agree with this with the management. Look at what we are trying to do. Negotiations are still ongoing. The students were carried along. How many times have you heard any union government granting an interview?
He probably was granting interviews, but probably they are not public yet.
Well, I mean, as a former student union government, I think I have all the channel of communication in the school within the student. I have not seen any. But during that time, Samuel have what they call regular media briefing.
But I think the Chukwusoma, the current president now, I think he used to talk on a YouTube channel. Probably
only him.
I think, yeah.
Government is Trinity.
Okay.
We must carry the three arms of government together. There is separation of powers and check and balances. Check all our media briefing. The president, the Senate President, and the Chief Judge must always account for what they have done. This is three brothers, this is Trinity. You don't do it alone. If you are speaking, maybe you are trying, you want to build a channel. But if you are doing it for the interest of the student, the Senate President have to be there. The Chief Judge have to be there. The Senate President, how many bills is on second reading? Senate President, how many bills is on first reading? The Chief Judge, how many things? Even, I was shocked one day when the President told me, Senate President, you know, you understand the law. Do you know any fine imposed by the judiciary is supposed to come back to the union account? I was shocked. Any fine imposed by the judiciary on any offender should come to the student account. That the FinSec should be the one collecting those money.
Wow.
I was so surprised. That means this young man is grounded in the SUG constitution. That is why it would have been hard to just remove him. He knows the constitution. He knows his left from his right. His mistakes were basically political mistakes.
So when people say that his predecessor was actually a bad person, that's why he was suspended. And then when he came into power, he worked closely with his predecessor, because you can see in events that his predecessor was always around. If he's not around, he's going to send a message and this kind of stuff. And then in this current administration, we are not seeing the 31st House anywhere close to the current administration. So what do you think could be the problem? Could it be that the hate between both parties are actually more stronger than what is supposed to be done?
You know, some individuals are enemy of progress.
Okay.
The sitting president might want to, consult his predecessor. Nobody knows it all. But some individual feel like, oh, anytime the sitting president is associating with Samuel Eze, he learns the principles of Samuel Eze.
Okay.
And what is that principle? There is nothing like, there is no shortcuts. You must pass through the due process. So, if Samuel worked with his predecessor, he was open to everybody. He used to say, I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody. If you come, was it not the 29th House SUG president that led the national Nans president to UNIZIK? Don't he receive them? Ife was the one that attracted a giant house, the renovation. Check giant house under the 29th house. Check giant house under the 30th house. Was it not the 30th house SUG that attracted it? Then when we renovated the conference room, gave it a lift, you continue government. He knows the fact that, look, there are some informations I still need to get from this this person. There are contacts you need to get from this person. You have to move close to him. How were you able to do this? He will advise you. It is your own to pick his advice, because you are an adult. He was more than 18. So there is nothing like he was too close to this person. Was not anybody can be a grudge. Was there any time that the 29th House president come and said, I don't want to see you? Obviously it cannot happen, because he's his leader. He's a senior colleague in the struggle. Even I remember one particular dinner night I went to. The union president was there, Samuel Eze. Award was to go to the coordinator of Nans. He was not there. The award was sent to Samuel Eze to receive it on behalf of his boss. He's his boss. By then he was the Nans coordinator. And this union president was his senator. So there is always you can't run away from them. So his predecessor, that is the 30th house, and that of 29th house, he has no any other option. You just have to work with the two. You are a senator under this other one. This other one is your own predecessor. So it's a relationship. You must always keep it. But some persons are more physical. Like some people, let's move on together. Just like me, I like attending programs with my successor.
Okay.
But you cannot sit 30th house with 29th house SP. But me, I always want to move out with him. So that you will see, you introduce him to people, you teach him this. Most times, you might be on a discussion. You will remember what he should do.
Okay.
You say, okay, Mr. SP, during my time I did this. It's a suggestion. Just go reason it and come back. But most times, on a phone call, you might not do it, or you might just want to be official. But on a normal talk, you can bring an idea. So that is why you see the president always with the 30th house and nothing more, nothing less. There was no any control. Samuel is not even somebody you control. Samuel is not even somebody you control with force. Be you Jesus Christ, he will tell you, Paul, heaven will not fall. Just stand here.
So speaking about continuity when it comes to government, so what are the things you picked up from your predecessors, and what were the things you feel like your the person that took over you was supposed to continue in as much as it was not his initiative?
Okay, there was I used to call my madam then. She is the, should I say, she is the beginning of legislature in UNIZIK. That's what I call her, the beginning of legislature in UNIZIK. She started the annual student legislative summit and brought Valozibu. She proved strength. She organized the house so well. One of the things I picked from her was, I must pass down this legislative summit. And if you check my summit, you'll know that it was far better than her own. She did very, very well during her time, but I copied it, modernized the idea, and then did very, very well. So the only thing I dropped from her was there was no close relationship between the executive, the Senate, and the judiciary. So I said, when I come to power, I will bring the three arms together. If even the then president, so most time I will not even react. He will be the one that will tell you the Senate will oversight on this. He will tell some of his directors, anytime money is approved to you, failure to do, the Senate will oversight in your office. What is he saying? When a president who's supposed to protect his director is telling you, Senate President, please, have you started the oversight function on our executive? So what is he trying to tell you? Separation of powers, check and balances. Somebody else will be the one that will tell you, in with separation of power, the Senate President has to be here, the Chief Judge has to be here, and that his own is to sign check. It has to pass through the processes, and that anytime the letter returns, that is only when he can disburse the money. If immediately you see disburse, Mr. President, that is when he will. So I dropped the war. I think from my time, people now know, oh, the Senate President can actually be in peace with the President. People said I was rubber stamped. People said I was doing Adia agenda. But I think our results trashed all of it. What will we achieve with war? The president is so powerful. You might say, oh, I will be fighting him. He will not achieve anything. Anytime he's leaving, he will tell you because of the war, because of the battle between him and the Senate President, he's unable to achieve anything. Just check Rivers State, for example. What has Sim Fubara achieved? They were a political war. We don't need it. You only have 12 months. You only have one section. So why are we going to use, during the 30 hours, we use almost 3 months for screening. We screened directorates, we screened secret secretary, we screened SAs. Immediately I came, I scrapped the entire screening. I said, no, the constitution did not say screening. The constitution say appointees of the government. And who are the appointees of the government? The directors.
Okay.
SA is to the president. Is the president kitchen cabinet. In 30th house, they said, we want to screen the chief of. I said, Madam Senate President, please, you don't screen chief of staff. Chief of staff
30th house or 31st house?
30th house.
Okay.
During my, I was a senator then. I'm trying to tell you what I dropped, what I modernized. So then they screened entirely the SA, the chief press secretary, the chief of staff. So that wasted their time. We spent 3 to 4 months screening. But during my time, the first day of my sitting, there was a bill. Because I told them it's legislature or legislature, lawmaking or lawmaking. No two ways about it. No battle, no rancor. Let's do the job.
Okay. So what investment plan or what attraction did your tenure in collaboration with the executive house bring to UNIZIK as a whole?
Okay. Most time I have talked much about this. I would have loved to give pictorial evidences, or you would have
saying that they are now available. Probably after this session, you can just send them to me. So when I'm editing the videos, I can but just tell me
scholarships.
Okay.
Under Samuel Leze. There is even Messiah Mandel scholarship.
Okay.
His own personal one.
Okay.
Sponsored by the Friends of Eze Samuel.
Okay.
I remember sponsoring 3 of my department people too. Messiah scholarship. They are there. I will not disclose them.
That Messiah mandate, before you finish what you're saying, that Messiah mandate of 18, that there was a time they were telling people they don't pay their school fees, all those kind of stuff. So was that thing actually true, or was it just a political scandal or political scam?
It was not a political scam. It was actually done.
Okay.
Over 200 students received, and there was a program he did. I think is it light up UNIZIK praise or UNIZIK worship or something with one particular pastor.
Okay.
This one, I think I would like to provide the evidence.
Okay.
Please, I will have to check.
Was it the one that happened at Cook Center?
Cook Center, exactly. A lot of scholarship.
But people had a lot of stuff to say about that event, but they didn't say anything about the scholarship part.
Some persons received scholarship from year 1 to 500 level in that program.
Wow.
Even when we went to LOSA dinner, the LOSA staff advisor was commending the ACG president for attracting a scholarship for a law student, year 1 to 500 level. A lot. I will have to send you the picture. Please, I would like you to display the picture. Okay. So that it will be verifiable. Let it not be like it's a political
most people say that the sound system was bad.
I will send you the
people
picture.
Came late for the event. There were so many unorganized stuff.
By that time, people have already started backstabbing us on media.
Okay.
But still, we still pull crowd. We prayed. We worship. Our government ended well.
So why does it feel like your government actually hide on you guys like hide under the cover of church, fellowship, God, all those kind of stuff?
What was the president political name? What?
Messiah.
The Messiah. How the way did he come from? Anytime you hear Messiah, where is he always coming from? Church. Okay. He told me one thing. He said, Paul, I don't have any special something anywhere. What I have is God. Okay. And when I pray, God will answer me. Before we entered government, I remember him calling me. We came to Giant House and said, we are going to pray. Whatever that is to cause failure. But anytime you have a promise, and anytime you enter, you forget all you promised students, then we're going to pray against it. Okay. Remember, we are the only one that prioritized Directorate of Religion. Remember, when you said Directorate of Religion, it not said Directorate of Christianity.
Okay, religion.
Directorate of Religion.
So meaning that all religions, like, okay.
Be you Muslim, be you traditionalist, as far as you are not going against the school rules, as far as, even, I will share you a picture where the president is on a cultural day during the Union Week. We have to incorporate cultural day in the Union Week. We belong to all religion. At least, I know, to the best of my knowledge, no religion tells you to kill. Yeah. No religion tells you to cause violence. Basically. No religion tells you to lie. Remember, now, it is only misinterpretation that is causing problem. We prioritize it. So that is why today, when you hear Messiah, when he goes to church, even before the election, he said Samuel went to church with a particular candidate.
Yeah, it was even said that you people bribe church people.
It's a normal routine. Okay. It's a normal routine. We attend churches. Most time we just call ourselves and said we have to visit churches.
So why does it feel like without attending those churches, those fellowship, you guys probably would have lost the election?
You need to give people sense of belonging.
Okay.
Those churches were not there within. Are they not within campuses? I remember. Wait, Eze Samuel is a wonderful president, and forever I will always have him in my heart. There was a president, Cherubim and Seraphim, this white garment church. Okay. We left campus. We went far away, Oka, just to give them palliative. When we got there, the man said, wait, where are you people coming from? They said, ACG. Where? UNIZIK. Far away? We told them, yes, we noticed our students are here. We are here to deliver a palliative. The man said, no, people should not go. Wait, when we are going, they have to even sing a song in our name. After that, they said, no, we have to give you back your transport money. The president said, no, we have to give you back your transport money. That this is the first time that they are not saying give them anything, because they can obviously buy for their people. But the visitation, trying to tell these children here that, look, you belong to us. No discrimination. I attended Castle. We attended Anglican. We attended NFCL. Even it was normal routine in our government that anytime you finish program, you go for Thanksgiving in all churches. So we belong to churches because most of our people are there. We attended all cultural day. Even the president was given a title. Just to tell you, we are grounded in the three religion. The president is Ugwabia.
Okay.
I'm Ikoha. The vice president is his
all the
own.
time to struggle.
So that is just to tell you that we
Okay.
took the three religion very serious.
I would like to ask you, what exactly do you feel like the order of government should be in a school system as ours? Because so many people don't really know anything as regards, even as from down to the course rep, to the departmental president, faculty president, down to the SUG. Then with this new reform that is student affairs, dean of student affairs is trying to do as regards 200 level contesting for president, for 400 level, 300 level, for 500 level, and students are dictating that 200 level is still trying to find his way in school. He's not supposed to be contesting for an election, no experience, this and that and that. So what exactly do you feel should be the order of government, and what do you feel with the reform at which this new dean of student affairs is trying to do within the school?
I commend the dean of student affairs.
Okay.
Let me tell you why, and I don't care whatever banter I will get from the media. I commend the dean of student affairs.
Okay.
Professor Borgi is doing well.
Okay.
Those is reformations. We are those reformations we are trying to raise. Let me tell you, as a final year student and as a Senate president, there is heavy workload on you.
Okay.
We are saying, no, don't run, don't hold office while in finals. Don't hold office while in year one. Final, you are trying to dot your I's and cross your T's to live UNIZIK. Okay. Year one, you are trying to come in, familiarizing yourself with the school system. Let it be 200 level. So when you finish, you can be scrutinized while still in school. Because you may fuck up and
you run away.
And run away. So I commend the dean. Those reformations were our ideas. The SUG, the faculty, and the department. We did a lot of reformation. Even we did it to the extent that we did Hostel Administration Act. We want to have a school setting where the SUG president is the president of the country.
Okay.
Where faculties don't longer have constitution but have faculty laws. Where department don't have departmental constitution but have bylaws. You know, if we say student union government is a training ground for future leaders, not in this particular system. Okay. Because if you go out with this particular system, you will be an autocratic leader outside. Just imagine a faculty president not having the legislative body.
Wow.
So if that such a person become governor, he will not even be presenting budget to Senate of Assembly. But when you have a faculty president, because that faculty president of today is a potential governor tomorrow, that SUG president of today. Okay, do you know the Senate president, incumbent, National Assembly, was one time Senate president, University of Cross River.
Wow.
If he did not do well, would he have done well at the National Assembly? So there should be order of an organized order. We have to copy from what is going on outside and bring it inside school. The faculty administration should be complete. The departmental administration should be complete. You know, nothing like department Senate president. You should have leader of the departmental council. You should have speaker, SROC in the faculty. You should have the Senate at the SUG level. The faculty serves at the lower seats, and the SUG is the red chamber, the hallowed chambers of the house.
You said something as regards the current president just doing mobilization for subsidy of how do I put it? Red blood rents in Ifite and within the school premises. So I want to ask, during your tenure, we still had light issues. We still had lodge issues. So what exactly did your tenure in collaboration with the executive president do in order to banter these things? Or why was it not so visible that you guys did something as regard hits?
Okay.
Because there were no lights during those times.
Okay.
In some especially during exam time.
Okay.
And then during this time too. Because if you notice during this election on Saturday there was lights almost throughout on Saturday.
Do you know most of the things we planned started materializing at the beginning of this current regime?
Okay.
They were light up in UNIZIK immediately on handover. Have you forgotten? By the then vice chancellor. Even the then president, he has handed over. He has to come to Garuba Square to receive those lights. Those were our calls. The then president, VC, I promise, said, I will light up UNIZIK. That is the slogan you hear, light up UNIZIK. It was under the Messiah's administration. Now, the president must have done well to recover student money, but he's not diplomatic about it. Do you know under Samuel Eze, we had a union lawyer, a practicing lawyer. We instituted a lot of court case against Ifite lodge agents. But we are people that don't brag about our achievements.
I feel like that is the more reason why there are people who tend to believe whatever speculation that actually goes around. Because if we are not actually confident about the things we've actually done, those who have not done anything and are being confident will actually still continue to be on the high table.
That is what has actually happened. Someone is not interested to tell you, I have given 100 students scholarship in your faculty. I have done this, I have done that. I don't think I've ever seen him talking about his achievements because he feels, that is why I'm telling you, he's loved among students. Okay, do you feel that those students who receive scholarship under his administration will forever forget him? They would, obviously. Those, one day, somebody told me that, Senator Paul, I saw your name in one of our speakers. I said, which speaker? Said, the mic, the megaphone we make use of to do our GS lecture. I saw your name there. I said, oh, that is one of my constituency projects. Are we together? So, now, I think that was his mistake, because that's why I tell you he's not a politician. A normal politician, we have chief press secretary.
Basically, because for everything you do as a president, it's supposed to be documented online and on the media.
When he was not interested, he said, on the field impact of the government, said yes. But the time to come and he's always interested on achieving more. It's nothing like I have recovered 200,000 from students, you back, press conference or press statement. Samuel Eze, he was not part of that. He believed on. Do you know there were a lot of students we bailed from station, but you will not hear it. We are not. I know several times that I accompanied the president to police stations to remove our students, but nobody is interested to say it. But we believe on let our results speak for us. Present what you've done. Present what you've done. Let students compare. I dare you, go inside students, ask student question to compare the past administration and this administration, and then get a result of yourself. I think that should be your next. Just tell them, just pick those who are political a bit. Tell them to compare the two regimes. So that let it not be I'm a judge on my own case. Every honest person will say, forget that I'm in 32nd house. But if you go to student leaders group, people are saying it. In as much as Samuel Eze did not do well, but they like. Do you understand? So Samuel did well. He brought a lot of administrative reform. He engaged in mini infrastructure, and he packaged the government very well. He ran SUG like how SUG should happen. If you want to access the president, you will put it in writing. So that tomorrow you will not say, those people that we are sponsoring for some of their program, they will not say, did you do anything you do him? One day, when the allegation started, he told me, Senator Paul, investigate me. The president was calling me to, Paul, do your job. Call me in your plenary. I want to come and defend myself. I put a plenary. I called the president. I was shocked. The president came with a heavy file. He said, in this file, this is the approval of my government from takeoff grants down to investiture.
So, can you explain what takeoff grants to investiture means for people that don't really know?
Okay, investiture was his last program he did to confer honors. I told you that the president conferred on
that conferment of honors.
That is his investiture, the homecoming of the giant. Then that takeoff grant is, when you come into office, you need your pens to write, you need a stamp, you need to do your stamp, because obviously when I finish my government, my stamp is peculiar to me. Because you don't know how I want to do it. You don't know, maybe I want to put my signature on it. You don't know, maybe I want to put dates on it. You don't know the design on it. So it's peculiar to me, so that you will not forge it. So when you are leaving, you go with it. Your portrait, you have to go with it. At least when you come into an office, there should be the portrait of who is occupying the office.
Just like my portrait.
Exactly. So that is how it should be. So takeoff grant is just that small money. You used to buy pen, you used to buy stapler, you used to buy cleaner, you used to buy eraser. just small amount of money, not so much, so that you're to keep the day-to-day running of the agreement. And it might interest you that it was under 31st house that the ACUG giant house was functional. You can be going and see the giant house open. Even one day, I remember somebody being outside to study. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I don't see a space to go." I said, "Please come to the giant house and study. Use the conference room. After all, our main purpose of being in school is to read." I said, "Use the conference room, read tomorrow, lock it, make sure nothing is missing." The giant house was functional. Most time, people now know that we are always around. Okay. They will always walk down. One day, 3 students were writing GS and they sent them out. Okay. You know, they could not go to GS office. They ran to JCG house because they know they will always meet somebody. Okay. If you don't meet the president, you meet the vice. If you don't meet the vice, you meet the PRO. Even most times, people want to see the vice because the vice president will always want the issue to be addressed at that particular time. Okay. The president will be, okay, let's be diplomatic, but the VP will want you to tackle the issue. If you don't now see me, and if you see me, say, okay, let's direct it to the president. If you not see the PRO, immediately after that issue is trashed, he will have to release it as a circular to the student community so that if you have such issue, look at how you can address it.
So I'm speaking about the activeness of the executive house when it comes down from the president, vice president, secretary. I saw that they were kind of a synergy, even though I was not actively involved in the government. But then, what do you have to say about the Mandela saga? Because there were so many during those times. There were saga that they removed him from the government even without his notice, and then he had to enter inside Nans and all those kind of stuff. So every these are just things that we just speculated from the you're just speculating within the general public or the student leaders group and all those kind of stuff. And where there used to be a particular student leaders group where there is a particular principal of the group, and then students are actually loyal to that principal, and then I think that was when there was an emergence of the baby Comrade student leaders
and the adult Comrade.
And the adult Comrade student leaders group. So what do you have to say about those segregation that has to come with baby Comrade student leaders group, adult Comrade student leader group that are being run by an external principal who probably is not supposed to still be in charge of those things, and the Mandela saga?
Okay, Mandela Francis Ajebu was the financial secretary, and he was not removed from government.
Okay.
There are procedures you use to remove an elected ACG executive in accordance with our ACG constitution, unless you made mistake. But to the best of my knowledge, Mandela completed his tenure.
Okay.
So, talking of the group, well, I should leave it to the incoming at the third house if they will still want an external principal or external factor.
No, I needed to talk about it here because the question actually came up. Because some persons would basically are learning or they are having knowledge about certain things that were just speculated out of curiosity. So, if since you are someone that experienced that act or that movement, it was during your regime those things happen. So, it is in your office to actually address that fact and make us understand that okay, fine, this is what happened and this is what did not happen.
Okay, I think in their tongue, baby comrades we are just the 31st house. They call us baby comrade, but we call ourselves the progressives. Progressive in the sense that we deliver dividends of democracy to UNIZIK. Progressive government in the sense that the students of UNIZIK felt the impact of government. I used to say there was actually there was a government, and I'm writing a book about my journey to UNIZIK and my time in the giant house, my transition hours, a lot of sagas, and it will be launched in my convocation day. So I think in that book, you will have a lot of revelations.
So now you're trying to tell me that you are reserving your answers for this particular
to that book.
Even
the so-called Godfather.
So who exactly is this Godfather? Like, can you just tell us like what exactly this Godfather is and why did you feel like there is a particular hate that comes from the 31st house with the Godfathers?
Well, morally, I should not even mention his name, but because it's not worthy to. I don't banter senior individuals on media.
Okay.
I have so much respect for individual one because of their age, and again because of respect I have had for them at a particular time before they lose it. But I must say, whatever you do to an individual is waiting for you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even next year, but one day, just one day, you will taste a bit of what you did to another person.
You read engineering, right? And all kind of stuff. So, what exactly is your plan moving forward? Are you still planning to do politics outside school, or you just want to get married, have children, and probably start an office life or something like that? So, what's the plan?
Okay, just like I said, I read engineering, and currently I contract with a one of the best contractor underselling global, an oil company based in Akwa Ibom. And I think I'm doing well for myself. I want to practice my profession and I want to play politics. The reason I want to play politics is that the change in UNIZIK must continue in outside politics. I'm currently the deputy chairman of my party in my local government.
What party is that?
The Nigerian Democratic Congress,
So,
the
Nigerian Democratic
NDC, the Service of the People's Party, the one that have His Excellency Gregory Peter Obi as its presidential candidate, and Ukondukwe Nkole and Elvis as Senate and House of Rep candidate. And by the special grace of God, Peter Obi is going to be the next president of the country come January 2027. And we are going to continue with politics. We will keep doing it until I used to tell people that I will not do any of my degree outside country. I will do from primary school, from nursery school, up to my PhD.
I will hold you to your words.
Hold me to my words. Even as a matter of fact, when you hear that I have become a PhD holder, please go and read my certificate. I'm not interested in gaining any of my certificate abroad. Not that I don't have the opportunity. I have the opportunity. Even at my 400 level, I got a scholarship to study mathematics at America. But I denied it. Not
You
because
what?
I got a link to, I was offered a scholarship.
Okay.
Somebody told me that please leave your engineering.
Wow.
Go and study maths in America. I was already in 400 level.
Wow. So you denied scholarship to go study in America just
I said
to continue
my education in Nigeria.
Wow.
I'm a patriotic citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I'm a believer that one day Nigeria will be better.
So one day Nigeria will be better.
Yes.
So what if that day never comes?
The day will come. That is why I'm going to politics. For that day to come, I must be in politics.
So let's say you feel like you are part of the structure that is to make Nigeria a better place so that other people can.
We are the structure of the new Nigeria. New Nigeria that Peter Obi is projecting of. We are the structure. And I will work tirelessly to make sure we deliver my polling unit, my local government, my senatorial zone, and my state to Peter Obi. And we will defend his results to the point of him being announced the president of the country.
So what if the stuff that happened the last election happens again this election? What do you have to say? What will you do?
Not now that we are on ground. What do you want to do? Okay, I cannot be a party agent in a polling unit and you manipulate the results. You can't do it. I cannot be in any election and you will rig me out. In any election I allow you to go, just know you won the election, true. Because you can't, a crook cannot, they say, you know.
Okay, so for the last time, or for the last, I don't want this video to be too long because people have low attention span to actually watch videos that are like this. So lastly, seeing that we're in Anambra, okay, so what exactly do you feel like the government can actually put in place to make young persons, especially people that are into the creative media space, the internet space, this podcast session of the thing, all these lucrative stuff that they use young people actually find expression in now. So what do you think that the government can actually put in place in order to make these things work out? Because most people, when I talk to them, they tell me something about I'm a nightlife entertainer. Most of the time, I don't feel secure coming out in the night because of the way Anambra is. But certain places Anambra is safe and all this kind of stuff. So what exactly do you feel like educationally the government can put in place to make young people strive and to make people outside school too strive?
Reforms, commissions, and body hand over this particular set of individuals, put them under a particular commission, and then instead of you now monitoring them, let it be the kind of a particular body managing them. Just for example, there is Oka Capital Development Authority. The government don't need to, most times when certain things happen, our people don't know where to address the issue. You should not be taking these street roads. You might not really assess the governor, but you can easily address it to Oka, the Atida. If it's more than Atida, the Atida is the closest person to the governor, not you trying to write. Oh no, don't abuse the channel of. So for content creators, for individual or anybody in media space, the Professor Charles Odudole administration is have even done well in terms of. I think there is I attended a particular program in National Secretariat that something like this was raised, and the man was so open to say, please, is there anybody who is interested in this? Just work with me. There is a particular commission like that, but I'm trying to get the name. But he said there's a particular, even one day, my successor was sharing a story with me. He said, I went to consult a particular politician in Anambra. I will not mention name. When they got there with their sponsorship letter, he said, assuming your program is about how I want to learn how to design app, I want to learn how to do this, I want to learn how to do videography, I want to do how to do that, you would have been fully interested, even you would have taken over the program and funded it. So what does it mean? The government are actually interested, but we need to organize ourselves. Is there association of these things ongoing? Have you directed any of your appeal to the government? Currently, in Abia State, we now have a secure environment. You can shoot content even in the night and you'll be safe. So just appeal to the government. Most time, the workload in government is heavy. Appeal. Don't leave everything to government. I'm not a believer that government should already know it all. No. When I was in year one, I remember drafting a bill to my House of Assembly member. I should not leave it to say my House of Assembly member should know he should do this for me.
It's the work of everybody.
Government is everybody. You're part of the government. Do you want to do anything? Send a bill. Do you know you can propose a bill? You are under Oka South 1. How many times have you visited your house member to say, our house member, this is our problem? Your house member will now direct you. Okay, let's place it as a bill. Let us go to the House of Assembly. My own is to follow it up. We will make sure the governor signs it into law. Lobbying and the rest of it to make sure this comes to life. Do you know this commission? You don't even need to go to governor to create it. I remember under my time, to manage this large issue of a thing, I enacted a law called Directorate of Housing and Accommodation. That is why when you now see the incumbent president trying to recover house rent, it was my bill. I was the one that passed the bill. Samuel Eze was the one that signed the act to law. That is why you have somebody saying, I'm the pioneer director of housing. That housing directorate was created by me. Because I'm a believer of, I don't need to wait for Professor Charles. I don't even know him face to face. But we can start up something.
It's been a very, very long time coming, and I want to say very, very big thank you for coming here today. This is just
okay. Briefly before I go, I think let me also use this opportunity to congratulate my very good friend, the newly elected 33rd ACG president, His Excellency, according to somebody, said His Excellency Giant Comrade Nnake Winston, Hello Voice, the voice of UNIZIK. I sincerely congratulate him. He did very well and he made history. This is the first time somebody is scoring over 8,000 plus in an ACG election.
Imagine the difference about 6,000 votes.
Exactly. To me, somebody that won Oka South 1, how many did they score? If I'm a politician under Oka South now, I know the permutation already. If UNIZIK can produce 8K plus votes, so what are we talking about? So I commend him and his capacity. And I pray that his government will bring more progress, development, and impact to the student community. And I also want to tell him that politics is gone. He should bring on board the technocrats and jettison politics, because we've played it enough. So for the past 6-8 months, we've been playing politics. I want to do this. Let me align with you. Let me do this. Don't tell anybody. But now it's governance. And I believe in his capacity that he will deliver, because he has the experience. He is a former departmental president for 2 times. He has been a chief of staff and a campaign DG. So all these things coupled, he has the wealth of experience to give UNIZIK. And truly, it's befitting to say he's the voice of UNIZIK. Congratulations once again, Mr. Wilson.
So thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for coming to. As much as it wasn't really a planned day, I hope that it's time I'm able to like continue doing this often because this arrangement requires a lot of, let's say, infrastructure, a lot of gadgets, and all this kind of stuff. So this is just me just trying to show up on a daily basis, trying to like use what I have. See when I have money or supporters or sponsors to make it better and bigger. So thank you very much for coming. I do not take this for granted. I probably wish, probably some other time, I'm going to bring you back again.
Yes.